Tonight on the Face Off Hockey Show, hey, we're that much closer to training camps opening. Can you believe it? We got ourselves the hockey, the principals at the Pope. The Pope's on the show tonight. Not on the show, but something about the Pope's on the show. We got some other things and some other stuff. Don't you dare miss it. It's the John and Scott show tonight on the Face Off Hockey Show. We got that excessive juice coming up next.
The following program is closed captioned for the thinking impaired.
Choose your command. You have chosen
the Face Off Hockey Show.
I mean, hockey is my life. I've got on hockey underwear right now.
The Face Off Hockey Show. With Scotty Waz. Sean O.
breakaway.
And the P-Boys, Johnny and Mark with the C.
Yeah, baby.
Here's your host for the Face Off Hockey Show, Scotty Waz.
That's right, kids. We're here for another fun-filled adventure for the Face Off Hockey Show. I'm indeed Scotty Waz. I'm joined by the man of the one and the twos, the Patanzo, who's all go. I don't know what that means. Johnny P.
This is what happens when, yeah. I mean, I got my studio. I got my basement. I do what I do.
Exactly. You do you. And I got Studio 97 just about to be set up. I added to it.
Oh, yeah?
I got curtains. I got hats on the wall. I got the crazy wheelie thingy of books. I got an inflatable floating beer pong.
That should be great for the room.
Oh, it's gonna be fantastic. And then I got this today. Got this little got some soundproofing.
Is that a tire?
Some foam. It's some foam insulation. It looks like a tire. Looks like a tire. Actually, foam insulation. So I can yell into it.
I thought maybe you had gotten the Juan Dixon hood. Like in a tire form.
It's funny because it's funny you mentioned that because when we had the big flea market here in Grand Forks, they had people who had the hoods. Didn't have the Juan Dixon one, but they had hoods. It reminded me of
like
the
that
Juan
was in
Dixon
Maryland,
days.
DC.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So yeah, here we got some paneling, free paneling.
That's nice.
Yeah.
That's that looks like the same stuff that my foam mattress is made out of.
It looks like the egg crates that the girls used to put underneath their beds in college to make it softer.
Yeah. Yeah, that's what I mean. Yeah.
So I got this.
I mean, now mine is memory foam, but I'm pretty certain I have one of those over there somewhere.
Oh, I'm sure you do. But I got this from some probe L tips from the surgery areas.
Oh, nice. That's good.
Yeah, so
is that so that people can't hear them scream outside of the ORs?
No, it's actually what has the probe tips in them. So this is what keeps the probe tips all proby and good. And then I just ripped it. I ripped it out of the box. Like, yeah, no, this will work for insulation. So
that should work.
I just have to have to install it now, because if I yell at it, there's very little reverb in this thing. Maybe.
What do they smell like?
It smells minty.
Yeah.
Like a hint of mint.
I find that I find hospital stuff always smells weird.
Yeah, no, it does. It's funny because we have like these drapes, like these little vinyl drapes that we have, and they're in this big.
I thought you said Drake. I was like, wow.
Yeah, well, yeah, of course. You started from the bottom.
Canadian, but
no, we have a drape that it's in this big, like almost kind of duffel bag, and then you open it up, it smells like pool liner. I'm like, this just takes me back. Takes me back to the day when I had a pool liner. So yeah, no, it's John and I tonight. No Mark. He is doing family things.
Mark has things.
Yeah,
family things.
Can come out to play tonight.
Feeling he packed the bag. I saw. We went this weekend actually to Mark's house so that we could see the nursery. The nursery's set up well. They have some stuffed animal heads on the wall already for the child.
That's a little barbaric, just to have the heads on the wall.
No, I mean they're actually stuffed animals.
Oh,
heads on the.
Still,
I kind of thought the same thing. I'm not gonna lie. I was like, that's a bit presumptuous, isn't it, to have like a trophy already on the wall for the child? Like, but hey, gets the job done, I guess, right?
He didn't kill these stuffed animals himself.
I can talk. My Scotty screen share is pretty much shit. It's just my phone, but you can probably see those in the top left corner there. There's a tiger and a lion head on the wall. Right there.
Dude, that's messed up, man.
That's
messed up.
I can't wait until they start showing them like cartoons and stuff.
I will say this: it's messed up, but it's not as messed up as what Walmart sells, which is those animal heads that you can wear. It's like a mascot head.
Those are kind of weird. They're like kind of furries, but not really.
Yeah, it's like if you want to be like a unofficial mascot for your team, as long as your team's like a panda or a unicorn or some other garbage like that. Like I'm like, they don't have koala, like then I'm out. I don't need that. Like if they had that hanging on the wall, I'd be really questioning the whole thing. I'm like, maybe you guys,
we are also like, bears.
Yeah, exactly. Hashtag that. So yeah, but hey, good for them to set up the room and have it all ready to go.
Yeah, everything's ready to go. They have some what were those things? Wipe warmers. There was a bunch of wipes.
Oh, the wipe warmers is a crucial thing that my mom still tries to make me use to this day. I'm like, I don't want. No, I'm a big fan. I'm a big proponent of the baby wipe. Makes you feel nice.
But it's smart though, because the baby wipe can be cold on the baby's butt, like right off the bat.
Dude,
and you don't want to do shit.
It can be cold on anybody's butt. As a proponent of the baby wipe, it's very cold at times.
Yeah, I agree. But the nursery came out well. It was a great job, Mark and Brittany, setting up the nursery. They have a guest room now as well, with a pretty massive bed in it, so that people can come and watch the child, I'm assuming, and sleep at the house.
I like it.
So that's good.
The priorities are perfect. Watch the child, and then presumably sleep.
Yeah, presumably sleep. I'm guessing so much is sleep.
Yes, exactly.
So yeah.
So
that was fun.
How was the rest of your weekend?
That was good. So I've been talking about this U.S. soccer game for weeks now, right? It was something very good. It was a great event. The day was really great right up until they started playing soccer.
Oh no.
Yeah. Yeah, the U.S. played like utter crap, like almost this entire week, actually, except for the past like 3 minutes of the game in Honduras, and they somehow got a point out of that one. Yeah, they were terrible. They were terrible on Friday. And then, so funny story. Well, funny to me. No one else will probably find this funny because you probably had to be there. But we took, the Omaha Steaks, like styrofoam,
yes,
coolers that you get when you order Omaha Steaks.
Sure.
Yeah, so we took one of those with us, right? And they didn't fit inside the seat. Like we couldn't put them under our seat, so we put them like in the walkway on the bus, and we sat toward the back of the bus. Not a big deal, near the bathroom. And everybody the entire day has been stepping over this thing, and we're like, not a big deal. This is awesome. Everybody's having fun. This one dude must have been extremely drunk on the way up to the game, and walked up, and I like put my hand up, and I'm like, hey man, like there's somebody in the bathroom. He's like, all right, cool. Puts his foot right through the top of this styrofoam cooler.
Jesus Christ.
And then he looks at us like it was our fault, and he's like, oh, I thought it was a hard cooler. What?
I guess he just saw a white top and assumed old school hard cooler.
The whole thing was white, though. The entire thing is white. Anytime you see an all-white cooler, you have to assume it's styrofoam.
Oh, absolutely. But as you said, he was drunk on the way up there. I don't think rationality made its way on the trip with him.
Fault, right? That's my fault for adding logic to this situation.
Exactly. How dare you add logic to this drunkard's life?
But that occurred. So,
Mhm.
like I said, that was a lot of fun right up until the game started.
Mhm.
I feel like game starting was like top of the bell curve,
Ooh,
and
no.
and it just went downhill from there. Um, what happened Sunday? I refereed a soccer game. What a
Wow.
shit show that was! Oh, my God.
Did you know ahead of time you were going to be reffing? Oh, yeah, you did.
Yeah,
'cause you-
yeah. No, so the U.S. game was Friday, and then
Right.
I went to Mark's on Saturday, and then the refereeing was Sunday. But what a bunch of douchebag teams they were. And a straight red card I gave out in that game.
Lord.
Yeah, this season can't end quickly enough.
Wow.
Like I'm almost to the point where I'm kind of hoping that if I go to the doctor to have my ankle checked out, they're like, you have to be in a boot for 6 months. I'm one game.
You
into
suggest
this.
that to the doctor. You're going to suggest that to him. I need
The
to
only
be in a boot
problem
for
is
6
that
months.
it's my right ankle that's screwed up. I wouldn't even be able to drive.
Oh, that's
Like you can't do anything when you screw up the right side of your body.
no. No, especially when well, unless you're a lefty or driving. Well, no, I guess England.
Well,
The,
no,
the gas
I mean
pedals
unless
on the
I'm
same
driving
side.
in England,
Yeah,
but the pedals are in the same spot. My gas is still on my right foot.
yeah. Oh boy,
Yeah, I can't even drive a car if I end up in this boot. So
son of a bee.
we'll see. I might just pop enough ibuprofen to get me through the season and hope for the best.
Always good. Always
Um,
good to have goals, my friend. Always good to
What
have
else?
goals.
What else occurred? Then Monday I played golf.
Hmm.
It was a good time out playing golf. But today was the coup de grace. Today I stopped at the UPS store on the way home from work. Now, there was a casualty on the way here, but the irony of this is that the package showed up in exactly the same acrylic container that a hockey puck would have been in. So I had some extra ones that weren't broken. Yes. What I'm talking about is that the blue turf showed up.
Lovely.
Isn't it beautiful?
That's fantastic.
It's beautiful. It has great color to it. It's got good texture and all. It actually has a certificate of authenticity. And yep, there we go. If I tilt it the right way, you can actually see it. The certificate says Boise State Blue Turf Game Used 2002 through 2007.
Wow.
It's a piece of history that has been officially sold under the guidelines and regulations of the CLC and approved by Boise State University.
Approved.
Yes, but it also has a new URL on it that I did not know existed. It's called famousblueturf.com. We might have to check that out.
Oh my god.
But yeah, look at this. It's even got the backing.
Oh, that's dope.
Like it's literally a cut piece of blue turf, like straight off the field. It was like they must have replaced the turf after 2007, and they were like, you know what? Everybody loves this shit. We should just sell it.
Here's my question. When you put it up against like AstroTurf you would put outside on a deck.
No. It's so it's basically it's not that it has a little bit more thickness to it. So like what you're talking about, like old school AstroTurf was like super flat, right?
Right.
This turf isn't as big as like the new turf that you see that actually looks like grass. Like this literally looks like turf, right? But it's got some give to it. It didn't come with any rubber pellets. I guarantee you if I swept upstairs, I had enough that I could put in here. Just out of my shoes from refereeing soccer games. But yeah, pretty impressed with the whole thing. The only thing that sucked is that the actual case it came in broke in transit. And the case that it came in was pretty badass because it has a Boise State sticker logo on the front, and it's got a NCAA hologram, like official product of NCAA on the side. So I sent him an email already, asked to see if maybe I could get just a new case. Something like that.
Can you guys get better packing on this? That'd be great if you could.
Didn't add any packing, so that was the problem.
Yeah.
So I get it, and it's literally this acrylic case with turf in it thrown into like an envelope.
Jesus.
And I was like, no shit, it broke. Great work. Like it didn't even have like any like I was like you could have put like 14 cents of like bubble wrapping around it and it probably would have saved it.
Shit,
But
get
yeah.
some packing peanuts from the campus mail unit, dude. Like, what the hell?
But still, I'm still pretty impressed with it. I was still happy with it. I'm hoping that I'm hoping I get a case back because if I get the case back, then it's like full. It's complete again.
Yeah,
feel
you're
like I'm
back,
missing
you're
a
back
piece
to
right
the. Yeah, you are missing a piece of your heart. But alas, you have actually made it so that you can feel better about yourself now that you have the blue turf.
Yeah, I took the Washington Capitals puck out of the case that it was in. I feel like it didn't need it anymore.
No, it's for the best.
Yeah, I put it next to the Skipjacks puck that I have.
Perfect. Well, hold on. Red, white, and blue skipjacks or the black and gold skipjacks?
Yes. Yep.
Uh,
Definitely red, white, and blue Skipjacks.
Okay, because I have a black and gold one right behind me. Right. It's funny. There was a time where they were independent, and apparently, 1 year they had the Maryland flag on the shoulders as a shoulder patch. I'm just like, I need to hunt one of these jerseys down, in order to feel the goodness that is Maryland and the Skipjacks.
Now, I saw some Maryland pictures that you have put up. Are they on order by any chance?
Of the betting?
Stuff looked amazing.
It did. I haven't ordered it yet. My mom is an enabler, and she asked me, "Do you want this for Christmas? Look it up, find it. Hey, go to Amazon." I'm just like, "Hold on, Mom. I kind of just said it in jest, but now you got me. My ID is rolling."
Yeah, you can't say shit like that in jest when your parents can see it.
Fuck no, not at all. Especially with my mom. Like she's sending me stuff about like she has some kind of random like T-shirt hookup. And she's like, "Hey, I found this one that they're doing for the London game. I can get it at cost. Do you or Jen want one?" Like, oh, I don't know,
for the
Mom.
Ravens.
Yeah.
I wonder if that's a T-shirt that I'm going to get. I have to go tomorrow night. I have to go and pick up all of my gear for the Ravens game in London. I get a this like probably a drawstring bag.
Yeah.
International adapter, T-shirt, an itinerary, for the flight and stuff. The simple things, and then what else do I get? Like some tickets, I think, and some other things.
First off, let's fully appreciate my mom's inability to get notifications off her phone. It's just a slew of God knows what on top of that.
That's fine. That's fine.
And also, she's got
your mom. I like how Chuck doesn't have a last name though. His last name's just Shirts.
Exactly. It's her shirt guy. And then here's the picture of what she sent me in terms of what would be the T-shirt. It's got the little Union Jack with the two logos.
Pretty nice
in there. So
it's nice.
Yeah.
I wonder if that. So we'll see what I get. I have to pick it up tomorrow. Maybe I'll show people next week.
Exactly. When is that game?
It is September 24th. So it's in 2 weeks. So
Right,
I figured out I've been lying to people over the past couple of weeks. Over the span of from August 21st through October 4th, I will work a total of 12 days.
I had a kid. Well, they told you needed to take off, so
I know they did it to themselves.
It's all on you, all on them. All right. Well, if you have nothing else for your week, I can kick it on.
Yeah, that's my whole week. I was trying to segue into the Maryland betting, but
yeah,
you didn't take my segue.
No, I didn't take I didn't take the Segway. It's only got two wheels. I can't trust it.
Oh.
Other than that, like,
as well.
This weekend was kind of meh. We went down, obviously, Labor Day weekend. Not much to do. I still think it's Tuesday. That's how messed up I am. I'm just like, I think this is a day before it is because work just throws you off. We set up stuff on Saturday, did some things. Jen and I got the curtains up and went thrift shopping. I got a nice little rollaway book desk table thing over here so I can put the TV or whatever. Then we went to Fargo, did some things in Fargo, had a potato the size of a baby's head.
I saw that. They know how to do potatoes.
No,
I
it's
mean,
like-
they're no Idaho, but they get the job done.
It's literally the size of it. Like if you're watching the YouTube, it's about this size. It's a big potato, stuffed with pulled pork and some onion straws and like sour cream and chives and bacon and all kinds of crazy shit. Yeah, I went to Fargo, did some stuff there, and then Monday just kind of chilled for Labor Day. And here we are. Here we
You didn't
are.
work. You didn't work on Labor Day.
No, I didn't. Oddly enough. Thank goodness for that. And
We
then
actually have we have the two latest people that have subscribed to the Face Off Hockey Show on YouTube on our live chat right now.
well, what do they got to
So,
say? Let's go to their questions.
Hi,
Okay.
Leslie, and hi, Brian.
Hey, Leslie and Brian. How you guys doing?
Brian just came in and said, "Yo, buddies," with like. I have my glasses on and I still can't see it as well.
Attaboy.
I think it's 4 exclamation points. Wanted to make sure.
What up, Brian? What up,
Leslie was trying to figure out how people become men if they don't have their wipes warmed up.
Right? Leslie, she knows things. Like honestly, you need a little warmth on that. It's a tender area. You need a little warmth.
Oh,
But
mic stand's moving around.
a little bit, little popping things there. Yeah, no, you got to get the things going. But yeah, no, we're getting ready. We are only here in North Dakota. We are. I gotta find the dates. We are T-minus 3 weeks away from puck drop on the University of North Dakota's game against Manitoba. Manitoba,
Wow.
currently in the United Kingdom, playing against teams from England, teams
The
from
national team.
Ireland. Yeah, essentially, right. The team trying to get to the Olympics. Tony Hand, everything. It's gonna be great. But we are also not too. I think next week, training camp start for your NHL teams.
The Washington Capitals have already been blowing up Instagram with all the players that are back already.
All the players,
Kuznetsov, Ovechkin, Oshie, Backstrom.
everybody getting tipsy. All the pictures. Media day was today. I don't know what the hell a media day is, but I don't know. Here we are.
Media got to play.
I think so. That'd be fantastic.
I mean, I'm
If anything,
technically
like-
kind of media, right?
Yeah, if it's anything like the winter or the Heritage Classic in Calgary, no, they're not going to get to play because someone's going to complain it's too cold outside. So,
It's irony.
you're right. But yeah, the today marked also the day that the NHL, the NHLPA, and 4,000 other associations busted out the Declaration of Principles. Declaration of Principles when it comes to hockey. Johnny, when I say Declaration of Principles, what do you think?
Oh, sorry. I'm not sure. Like how it first. God damn it! That fucking fly's still here. Sorry. I what?
Yeah, no, they were touting that today. They went over the
Like,
Today Show.
Do they not have do they not have like other things to do in their life? Like I
No.
feel like they should at this point have like cool things to do. Like, hey, let's take one more trip to the cottage or like something like that. Like,
No.
what are they? Why are they putting together a declaration of hockey?
Well, why wouldn't you? Why wouldn't you?
I can think of almost 1,000 things that I would enjoy better than a declaration of hockey.
17 hockey organizations, including
Like drinking a pint glass of pickle juice might be a higher up on that list.
Well, hold on, Johnny. Here we go. We got 17 total hockey organizations joining the Declaration of Principles. Of course, you got the NHL and the NHLPA. You have the AHL, the ECHL, the ACHA, the CHL, the CJHL, the CWHL, College Hockey Inc., Hockey Canada, USA Hockey, the IIHF, the NCAA, the NWHL, the NAHL, and the USHL, as well as U Sports, which is what Canada Interscholastic Sports used to be called.
Okay.
We'll talk about that in a bit. The fact that
Okay.
the Canadian college sports, the league that they play in, is called U Sports. U Sports. So there you go. There's 17 organizations that are about these declaration of principles.
So
Also, by the way, this was the Pope. The Pope signed off on this.
was he just in town? Like
The Pope. I'm getting to it now because Greg Wyshynski was all about the all about this when it came out because they were on the
the Pope mobile is made out of plexiglass, so
right?
maybe that's the connection.
Yeah, maybe. So
all of these are North American, though. Like, there's no one else in the world. It's just all North American leagues.
Not the double IHF, sir. The double IHF.
Okay, let's be honest. The double IHF is technically North American.
Kinda. At least
They're
for
basically
what juniors it is.
Canadian.
So apparently, the Pat LaFontaine was helping. He was on the Today Show, as were Marc-Andre
Okay.
Fleury, Connor McDavid, a New York Ranger, and somebody else. Here's what happened. Apparently, the Pope said this, and I quote: His Holiness Pope Francis was pleased to learn that an international group of hockey organizations has chosen formally to adopt the Declaration of Principles that emerged from last year's global conference. His Holiness trusts that this significant gesture will inspire greater appreciation for the pivotal role that is played by sports and sportsmanship in training future generations to pursue personal excellence and to promote spiritual values of teamwork, solidarity, and mutual respect that are so necessary. So the Pope has signed off on this Declaration of Principles.
But so was the Declaration of Principles created before the hockey organizations decided, hey, I want to be a part of that? Or like, did the hockey organizations create something and the Pope was like, oh, check that out?
I think it was created. It was akin to the Declaration of Independence, where everyone got together, said, hey, this is good, and then they signed off on it after they got George Washington's okay.
We have thoughts that this news is from the Onion.
What's that?
We have thoughts that this news might be from the Onion.
It's possible, but Pat LaFontaine said this on the Today Show. He said that. All right, hold on. It gets better.
We trust Pat LaFontaine after all the concussions.
Well, here's the funny thing. Apparently, they went to the Vatican for a 3-day conference on sports service to humanity, and this is how it came about. It was LaFontaine, Luc Robitaille, and the NHL vice president of corporate social responsibility went to the Vatican. And LaFontaine said we had a big gala.
First of all, that is a made-up title. There is zero chance there's actually somebody in hockey that has that title. I have all these headshots and all the people that don't respect each other in the game. If that was your only job, Jesus. Sorry, can't say that right now, actually. Yes.
But no, we're talking about the Pope. So LaFontaine said, and I quote, we had a big gala.
Shot down in my own basement.
We had a big gala in which he spoke for about 250 people in the room. Then he had a private tour of the Vatican, a private tour of the Sistine Chapels. One of my favorite pictures ever. There are 8 religious readers from around the world standing in the chapel, and they were inspiring deeper thinking for sports delegates in the world. The Kennedys were there for the Special Olympics. Why I had to mention that. Athletes, owners, everyone trying to figure out how to make sports more a service to humanity. To get a letter from the Pope last night endorsing what we're doing, it's icing on the cake.
Oh, wow. Well, that's a penalty. The puck will come back.
Yeah, exactly. No, you can't change. You can't change your Cardinals. Like that's the problem.
No, that's bad. That's bad, actually, especially when one of the bishops screws up.
Exactly. The problem is when you have the white smoke come up after a goal, it means you have a new captain.
Or somebody died.
Well, that's true too. So, Johnny, we have eight declarations of principles. 8.
Oh, well, okay. So first of all, First of all, I feel like it's very un-Catholic to not have 10 of something.
right?
I feel like you have to have 10 of something. Like why? Like what are the two that got nixed that were actually like 9 and 10? Because like you have to have 10 of everything. Or 7. 7's the perfect number, right? Why would you not have 7? 7's a perfect number. 8 is just bullshit.
You know why? Pope Francis is an Ovechkin fan.
So we'll start that rumor. Nice.
Yeah. Also, I'm going to start the rumor. Where the hell were the other people? Like, where's like where's the Jewish head of state?
We brought down 15.
10 commandments.
Sorry, 8 principles of sport.
All right. Do you want me to read off these fantastic 8 principles?
Yeah, sure, because we're not already going to hell.
Number 1, hockey should be an enjoyable family experience. All stakeholders, organizations, players, parents, siblings, coaches, referees, volunteers, and rink operators play a role in this effort. Okay. Number 2.
I'm fine with that. That seems like common sense.
Yeah, exactly. That's why it's the first one. It's like you shouldn't have no other God before me. Number 2, hockey's greatest value is the role it plays in development of character and life skills. All right. Number 3, all hockey organizations, regardless of size or level of competition, bring value to players and families and their ability to live a positive family experience. There's an annotation here, unless you're a psychotic hockey parent, to which go to hell. It's weird. That's
weird. I feel like that was a bit heightist as well.
That's true.
They were basically like, even the short hockey players we like.
Listen, Italian delegation, we
out
got
there.
you. Shout out Jason Muzzati. We got you. Number 4, physical activity is important for a healthy body, mind, and spirit. Okay.
That was taken right from Play 60.
Number 5.
That is plagiarism.
They are plagiarism. There are significant benefits of youth participation in multiple sports. I don't know.
That's true.
Like,
that is true.
that's true.
Although there's a counter argument to that because I read an article recently. Well, no, actually, the article that I read recently strengthens that point because it actually said that children who specialize in a sport at a very early age often get hurt more easily than people who are well-rounded in different sports, than children who are well-rounded in different sports.
There was an article about how doctors are like, yeah, don't put your kid in year-round hockey. Like, don't let them do other stuff. Like, come on.
So we have something that was, so we were talking about if the hockey guys had anything better to do.
Yeah.
And the comment that we have is asking us about what the Pope has that's better to do than this.
It's true. What does the Pope do aside from giving his blessing and then talking to hockey people? Now,
Is this a joke?
homophobia is cured, guys. Like, the Catholics all love everybody.
See, that was 9. 9 was you can play.
If you can play, you can play. Number 6, hockey programs should be age appropriate for all players, accounting for each individual's physical, emotional, and cognitive development. Don't we have that already? Isn't that?
They are taking a lot of outside variables into account in these.
This is, after the work like the Bible, I think you can't get more original than that. I just broke the clip on my pen. Oh well, whatever.
That's one of like the top things I hate in life is when you're like playing with the clip in your pen and it just snaps.
Yeah, no, it's all. There's nothing. There's like a little nub.
And it hurts because you broke it.
Sad. Number 7, there's great value in all forms of hockey, both on and off the ice. Tonsil hockey? Like, what are we getting at here? Well, what's happening, Pontifex?
Yeah, what form of hockey are they talking about off the ice?
Roller hockey? Ramps.
That was directed at the French delegate.
No, they're bringing back Pro Beach hockey. We're getting back ramps, everybody.
Oh, maybe the Pope was a massive Pro Beach hockey fan.
Oh, if the Pope loved him some salsa versus Web Warriors, we are made.
True story. I will fly to Italy and talk to the Pope if he is like a massive Pro Beach hockey fan. Like I'll do it tomorrow. I don't care.
Remember when the
I'll
dog
do it
pack
before
won
I
the
go to
title?
London. What if I fly over to the Pope, talk to him for a little while? There's like articles about how Johnny P talked to the Pope
Yes.
in a private.
Small Italian man talks to podcaster is what the headlines will read. Actually,
He's
Pope Francis-
Argentinian,
I was
actually.
gonna say
He's not even Italian.
Hand of God meets hand of podcast production.
That's a good one. That's
There we
good,
go.
actually.
And finally, number 8, all hockey programs should provide a safe, positive, and inclusive environment for players and family, regardless of race, color, religion, national origin, gender, age, disability, sexual orientation, and socioeconomical status. Simply put, hockey is for everyone.
Oh,
so
so that
you
didn't
could've-
make the cut.
yeah, you could have just you get rid of the 8, do the 1. Hockey's for everyone. Done. It's over.
Yeah, but that's not nearly as fun.
No shit. I think they stretch it out for over 8 minutes.
That's not nearly as fun.
The NHL also
I feel like
put out.
I feel like we could get Greg to write like what 9 and 10 should have been, and people would find it funny. I feel like we could do that.
Fuck you, I'm doing it. I'm gonna steal it. I'm stealing that bit from you to give the grade.
What- the 9 and 10 just got cut out. It's like thou shall not headshot.
Exactly. Yeah, it should be. Listen, this whole review thing. You should uphold the referee's decision.
No. 9 is thou shall not headshot, and then 10 will be like, hey, fucktards, blow off the whole thing about the reviews. No one likes it. No.
We'll get to,
I'm
we'll
looking
get to
at
that
you,
in a
Gary
second
Bettman.
because there's a report out that there could be consequences for a failed review.
This might be the best chat we've ever had. So Brian says that he played roller hockey with a guy who played for the Salsa.
Oh God. Oh man. Oh, I'm sure the stories Brian has. They're
No,
just,
I kind of want to get this guy on the show, like
I
now.
want to get both of them on. So Brian, how much of a dickwad was he when he said, "I play pro beach hockey. Should have ramps behind the nets, guys. That make the ball go faster."
Still, I will say, and I don't think I'll ever forget this. Pro
Well, we
Beach Hockey
talk-
still gave us one of the best sports quotes ever. And I don't remember who was playing.
Who cares?
I feel like that's not a big part of the story.
No.
But right after the game, E ESPN2 at the time decided it'd be a great idea to have somebody on the sports court talking to players as they came off the ice. Well, sport court. And so they walked up and they started interviewing the losing goalie on the night.
Oh God.
And I remember vividly the sideline reporter asking, "So how do you feel right now?" And the goalie looking at him or her, don't remember, and going, "Well, I mean, it can't be that bad. Even if I wanted to kill myself by jumping in front of a bus, it'd go through my legs."
Yeah. God has no mercy on a roller hockey goalie. I will tell you that right now. Also, I
Oh
think
my God, you can't push.
Yeah. I believe that also Pro Beach Hockey gave us one of our greatest things when we used to hound that girl who worked for like the Major League Roller Hockey thing. Someone Poisel got on the show for us, which obviously was
Oh,
garbage.
I remember her.
And we yelled at her because there were no ramps on the goal, and she's like, "Enough about the ramps." Like, no, we want ramps behind the goals because it makes sense.
Segment where all we did was talk to her about ramps, and she got really angry with us.
Exactly, because we didn't want the segment in the first place, but we felt it was a little toss up to Mr. Poisel. So
Well, was that
Sure.
in between? That was in between Child 1 and 2, I think.
I think Child 1 and 2 is after he retired from broadcasting. Remember when he had a broadcasting career? Me neither. Remember when they had the baseball show too?
Wait, what?
Sean and Poisel had a baseball show for like 2 weeks. It's on Mondays.
I do not remember that.
It's on Mondays. It was like in 2003.
I don't remember that.
They
at all.
tried to do a tie-in because they had all the minor league baseball teams, It's like, oh, we'll do like a show where we have it's the pinnacle show.
So the person's name was Ray Matz.
Ray Matz.
Yeah.
That's a hockey name right there. Also,
It
it
is.
reminds me of Ron Matz, who is a Baltimore newscaster.
Rod Matz. God, that guy had the worst balding haircut in life, I think.
I think he's still playing. Or
Ray
still
Matz
playing.
is?
No. I thought Ron Matz is still in the air.
Rod Matz might be still playing. No, he's probably not.
What is the? Hold on. Brian was his nickname Razor? Please tell me it was.
It's probably delayed, so he'll get it in a little bit.
That's fine. Because if so, then I'll do. I have something about him. It'd be fantastic. Anyway, that's
All
the
right,
hockey, the hockey disciples or whatever the hell it's called.
So where does I have a weird question then at this point. Where does the warning track come into play into this?
Oh,
Is this
hey,
the thou shalt respect your opponents?
hold on, I got a story about that.
I heard that. So the story that I read recently is that the warning track actually makes things worse.
Yes, the warning track is the worst thing in
Yes,
hockey.
Brian says pretty sure that's his nickname.
Oh boy, do I have something about Ray Matz. So, but
Isn't he
first
the
off-
guy from? Was he the guy from Field of Dreams?
no, I don't think so.
Uh,
By the way, yes, the you and I had the same story where the warning track is actually worse in
But
practice.
isn't that how it always occurs in sports? Like you try to make something safer, and it ends up actually making things worse.
Yeah.
Like every time, like so you make shoulder pads that are safer. Awesome. Guess what occurs? You blow people's heads off with them.
Yeah.
Like make a helmet that's safer. Sweet. Guess what occurs? People lead with their head when they're tackling somebody in football. Like you can't have good things anymore. You know how to make sports safer? Go back to the equipment we had in like the 70s.
Yeah.
No one in the world would hit anybody or block a shot with that anymore.
Oh no, absolutely not. Well, they block a shot because the wood sticks would be fine.
Well, yeah, but you're also like basically have cardboard like leg pads.
Oh yeah, you have like little cardboard with cotton in it. So from Joan Vickers, who is a PhD at the University of Calgary, although players look down more on the look-up line rink with the orange warning line than the control rink with traditional white ice, we also found that they skated further from the boards on the look-up line rink, a result that may prove to be beneficial or harmful. More research is needed to determine the effect of the look-up line in a competitive setting.
I don't think
Vickers-
we have to do more research. What I'm going to say is that if you stop when you get to the warning track on a rink, what was it, 6 feet wide?
It is.
I think I read it was 6 feet around.
It sounds right. Yeah, it looked like by
But
the
if
looks
you
of it.
stop there and you start coasting because you know that you're near the board,
40 inches.
and somebody
40-inch line.
hits 40 inches, so it's almost 4 feet. But if you stop there and start coasting toward the boards to get the puck, and somebody hits you there, you have a worse chance of knocking your head off the boards than if you had just skated to the puck at the boards.
Absolutely. That is much more dangerous than what we're doing right now. Like, come on, man.
I mean, we could have made wide blue lines at this point.
That's,
I did a full math like setup on how that makes the rink actually longer.
You know, the funny thing about that is I've been trying to research this just to see the idea behind this, because the AHL ran it for the lockout year.
Yeah.
And I haven't found. And I'm gonna have to go to the highest powers to find out the history behind this and why they gave up. Why not
they
be
gave up
original?
on it?
Yeah. It was an interesting
The
concept.
worked.
Yeah. The concept was great. It just
The
looked
math
stupid.
actually works on it. Well,
Yeah.
I mean, there's plenty of things in life that look stupid that actually work.
Sure, like us.
Right. We've been doing this for 16 years.
Yeah.
Now they're letting us use video.
I know.
I mean, us.
So yeah, I've been trying, and I got some off days coming up, so I might be able to wrangle up some ideas or interviews or whatever. So we'll see.
Yeah, that would be interesting to. Oh, I found last week's. Nope, this is this week's.
Yep.
I would find it interesting as to why they decided that didn't work.
Was it the AHL's idea or was it the NHL's idea? And odds are it's probably the NHL's idea.
I agree. I also agree that it was probably a traditionalist type thing.
Well, I don't know if you
Why they
remember
wanted the
this.
goals bigger.
Yeah, I don't know if you remember this, but also they tested out blue ice with orange lines over the traditional white ice with like the red and blue lines.
I do remember that, and I feel like that stopped because it was cost prohibitive.
Yeah. Maybe did it for an exhibition game or two. Ah, here it is. I found it. Oh, it's for
Well, the
AHL
pink
games.
ice was always fun.
Oh yeah, no, and they still do that. Oh God, please. Oh yeah, here it is. Oh yeah, Sabres trying blue ice, and it looks like it's for some kind of garbage game. Of
So
course,
Tuesday night.
Cleveland Barons against Rochester Americans. So let me see if I can. Oh, of course, I'll Sky screen share this. So why wouldn't I? If you don't remember this, if you're on the YouTube, you can see it right here. So here it is. It's blue ice with the blue line down the middle and orange lines, and you see these are the thicker lines too. During 2005 AHL season. So
Well, that was around the time when a lot of people were toying with how things became more visual, easier to see. I don't know how to say that exactly. On like HD TVs.
right. More appeasing to the eye, as it were.
Yeah. Yeah. I'm actually surprised they didn't go with a white puck on like a darker set of ice.
Yeah, you're not wrong. But I wonder if the white puck will get lost in the boards. Like that would probably be for like a goalie.
How many? I have a feeling though, like if you talked to 30 goalies in the NHL, and asked them the question of how many times per game do you lose the puck in the stands?
Oh, that's a good question.
Like I would almost wonder how often that occurs, because as long as the puck gets over the boards, over the board height, it's got to be gone to them.
Yeah.
Like there's so many dark jerseys in every arena that I don't know how they see it.
It's true. That's it. That would be an interesting poll question. Should ask that during media day.
Nice. When we get credentials again.
Right. Oh, so Ray Matz. Razor. He is apparently part of a thing called Game Changing Dads, and their website is gamechangingdads.com. He has a nice little profile. He was born in Philadelphia, Pennsylvania. He was a graduate of Archbishop Ryan School in Philly, attended the University of Minnesota. Realized hockey wasn't paying that for him in college. Shocking, a Philly boy not making it Minnesota. Who knew? Went on, tried hockey in Canada for 1 year, returned to Philadelphia to start Razor's Landscaping at age 19. Continued to run his own business. Playing roller hockey for Team USA for 3 years. 3-time world champ.
3-time.
And he started a vending company after his retirement at age 42. They got kids. He has extensive experience with different arenas of life. Hockey career gave him an opportunity to be instructor for 20 years at clinics. Became served 6 years in a children's ministry in Cary, North Carolina.
Sounds like a good person.
Sounds like a great guy. Looks like somebody. I don't know who. He almost looks like Sal Palantonio.
But you could say that about 80% of people that live in Philly.
I was just about to say that. So here's Razor. Razor loving life. Look at him. He's got the folded hands. He's got the casual look. He's like, hey, I'm here to do things, brother. Does look like a little young Sal Pal.
Yeah.
Or somebody else. I can't remember his name. It's probably from Philly too. Wow. This guy's great. I love him. I love him already. I love it. You know what? We could probably email him, get on the show to talk about roller hockey or national, and ask him what his whole thing about, him being a pastor and all that kind of stuff. What does he mean about what does the church actually think about these freaking Declaration of Principles?
That would be good. That would actually be a good conversation, I feel.
I would.
And then we could ask him how much inertia he was able to gain and how much extra speed off of the ramps behind the goals.
This would just be a Pro Beach hockey thing.
Yeah, that would devolve quickly, I feel.
Oh, I think so too. God willing. We would do that.
Pun intended?
Yeah, God, yes, exactly. I didn't realize. I'm like, oh, you got me, Johnny. Got me right where it hurts. Right where it hurts.
I just assumed you did it for honesty.
You know what? No, I didn't actually. I can't say that I did. I kind of just did it as my verbal crutch for most things. We got breaking news.
Do we?
Breaking news.
Do I have to play breaking news music? Because it's going to take.
No, you don't have to. That's fine. I can tell. Sam Bennett. Hey, go ahead.
Found it.
Sam Bennett.
Breaking news.
Sam Bennett of the Calgary Flames has signed a 2-year, $3.9 million contract, which will get him into training camp on time. So, bridge deal, kids. This is a bridge deal.
It's probably just until he leaps into another body. God, I don't know how. I mean, Sam Bennett's been playing for a decent while at this point, but the quantum leap jokes never get old to me.
He's been playing for 3 years. He's only 21. Why we seem old? This will be his third season. Old. Sorry. Yeah, we are old. You're not wrong. By the way, so you talked about the all size challenge and everything, Johnny. Elliot Friedman from Sportsnet says apparently if there is a all size review and it fails, the team will be penalized. So if there's an all size review and it wasn't actually all size and the coach challenged it, you get a 2-minute penalty for delay a game, sir. And you lose your timeout.
So I'm going to ask a question. And this probably doesn't have an answer on this show. But why did that just not occur across the board?
Because I think they probably thought it would take less than 45 minutes to do a review.
No,
like you see the NFL stuff.
If you have a goalie interference review and you call for that and you don't win that, you should also get a penalty. You should also be delaying the game. I mean, you get scored on, right?
Yeah, apparently the goalie interference review will remain the same. There will be no penalty, but you're absolutely right. There should be a penalty for that as well.
Like, why are we like basically cutting? We're like drawing straws at this point. Like, yeah. We want to kind of cut this one out, so we're gonna make this one a harsher penalty, and people still won't care. 7 games into this season, no coach will give a shit if they're trying to get it something overturned or not off the offside.
Yeah, it's funny because it's just like why are you guys why did that come up in the first place? Why did you think that they're looking? My phone is probably bigger than what the referees have to look at when it comes to what they review on.
Size doesn't matter.
In the you're right.
No, I will say that soccer has it right. Soccer does have this right because the VAR system, when the VAR gets called into play in like MLS or something, the official can go over and watch a screen, and somebody literally pulls up a 42-inch TV.
Jesus Christ.
They're like holding a flat screen TV, and the official's like looking at it, and it's got 4 screens on it.
Wow.
Yeah. So I will give props to soccer in that respect. Like they do a really good job of giving you enough like detail that you can look at it and make a decision. Hockey needs to change. Like if the people on the bench have bigger tablets and TV screens than the officials who are watching the reviews. That's
freaking like honestly, like Mike Sullivan's gonna have like a Note 8 that's huge, and like the referees are
but
looking
it'll
at, like,
blow up at some point.
That's true. You're not wrong. It'll be on fire. So there you go. The reviews, penalties, hooray.
I mean, what happens? Why don't they just turn the glass in the penalty box into a TV? I mean, they already have TVs in behind glass in the pissers at freaking like Buffalo Wild Wings. Why can't they do it?
Too, right?
Why can't they do it at a hockey rink? Why can't they put a TV right there that's massive enough that the officials can like walk in and like look at it?
They got TVs at the gas pump where I go to. There's TVs there. You can watch some Sports Center while you're pumping your gas. It's fantastic.
Yeah. I feel like people are just dropping the ball on this one.
Really?
What's actually going to occur is I feel like there's going to be an owner who gets screwed at some point over this and literally puts like 42-inch TVs somewhere that the referees can watch reviews.
Teddy Ballgame should have been this vindictive and done it already. In all honesty.
I'm surprised he hasn't.
Yeah.
I'm actually surprised he hasn't because he's pretty good at being on the front line of technology.
That is true. He did invent AOL
with
after all.
AOL and all.
Yeah. So there's that. Yami Yeager. Let's get some Yami Yeager talk.
Oh, no.
He said that he's no hurry. He's in zero hurry to get an NHL contract. He
no movement on the chicken fingers.
Zero movement on the chicken fingers at this moment for him. And he's not concerned one bit. Because the right deal will come when the right deal comes. He said he's able, quote unquote, able to wait. He says, I love
that's
NHL
what happens
hockey.
when you make a shit load of money.
Right? He told Czech Republic Television, I love NHL hockey. That's the reason I'm able to wait. So many people would love to play at least one game in the NHL. And me, if I didn't go to Russia, I would have the most games played of all players. So I was extremely lucky. I have these conveniences, environment, and all the things around the NHL so much. I like that, he said. So much so that I want to extend my career there. So the Calgary Flames had been a team of interest for him. And he said since the first day...
For him, or they were interested in him?
They were interested in him. Sorry. He said
Okay.
the interest has been there from the first day of free agency, but it's tough to consider how big that interest really was, especially when it's changing from one day to another. He said that he wants to go to a team where they have fewer wings, going to a team that has a chance to win a Stanley Cup, and going to a team that plays a similar kind of hockey that he does, and to a team that I know there are a couple players that I could click with playing right away. So essentially, Jágr wants everything on his...
Doesn't the team, though, that plays a similar style to Jaromir Jágr knocks out all 31?
Yeah. Yeah. I don't know who's waiting for.
I feel like that's the one. The rest of them I'm okay with, right? Like, yeah, go to a contender. Yeah, go to somebody who needs wingers. Yeah, blah, 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 all that crap. But, like, there's not a team that's slow enough anymore that could play with Jágr at what he does.
Right, and the players that would want to play with him and that would click with him are speedier than him, and then they might not want to. Like, if he goes to Calgary, and you put him with a Johnny Gaudreau or a Sam Bennett, these guys are freaking quick. Like, why wouldn't you? Why? I understand why those guys would want to play with Jágr. Obviously, the experience, the fact that he is undoubtedly one of the best point scorers in NHL history. He's Jágr, but he can't keep up with them. And like, I don't know if that's like,
but so that's a problem now.
Sure.
Right. Like that's a problem now because the game is speeding up as much as it has in the past 3 to 5 years.
Mm-hmm.
Like even 3-4 years ago, the fact that Jágr was slow didn't mean anything because he's been that way his entire career.
It's true. He never had Pavel Bure speed.
No, he's never been fast. He's always been in the right place, and he's got great hands, and he can pass the puck anywhere he wants to. He can shoot the puck great. I mean, he skated really well. He was never fast. It's just I think the league in the past like 2-3 years has just outpaced a lot of players, and it's not just Yager.
No, it's
Jerome McGinley.
Yes, Shane Doan.
Yeah, there are a lot of players now that this league is too fast for.
And you're absolutely correct in that, he was never that fast. He was always just cunning. And in a slower league, he looked faster in a clutch and grab kind of league.
Yes.
The thing it is that Calgary would be perfect for him because it's a Western Conference team, and that is a slower pace of hockey rather than an Eastern Conference team, which is super high tempo. So
the East is insane to me. Well, so it is still interesting to me how there are still two distinct styles in the two different conferences, in the West and in the East.
Well, it's like National American League, though. It's like you know that you don't have to travel that much. You know that you're going to be traveling. Like it's something where you know how to adapt.
Does it come down solely to travel, though?
I would think so because you're beating and banging on every. I think it's speed. I think it's travel. You're able to go like the Caps. They can go up to Boston on a hour and a half flight.
So I completely understand that. I had never thought of the travel aspect as being the difference. Like in baseball, I had always thought the difference was rule changes, right? Like, so you make your pitcher hit, and that changes the game completely. That changes the strategy of the game. That changes like everything about baseball, and just that one rule change between the American League and the National League. But I guess if the West does have to travel that much more, like there's a massive difference between an hour and a half flight from DC to New York and a 20-minute bus ride to the arena versus a 4-hour flight from Phoenix to Vancouver and having to deal with that entireness throughout the whole day, basically.
Yeah.
That does make a lot of sense as why it's slower. I never really thought about that. Plus, I mean, I'll be completely honest. I don't watch West Coast games; they're too late.
It's fair enough. And I mean, you have to persevere. Like that's a thing where you have to save yourself. And the fact of the matter is that the rest you get on a 4-hour flight, is not the same rest you get, like you said, an hour and a half flight, and you're good to go. You're sleeping. You're getting to bed at a reasonable hour. Whereas, like, if you're going from Minnesota to San Jose, sure, you gain an hour in time, but the jet lag just kills you all the time.
It is insane how many sports teams are on the East Coast.
Yeah, like
or in the Eastern time zone. Let's put it that way.
Yeah, think about the Nashville Predators and what they have to travel to in the Western Conference.
Oh, and they're effectively in the Eastern time zone.
They're just over that imaginary time border. Because we crossed the Eastern and Central time zone going to Nashville that one time. So
I was asleep. But yeah, I remember.
So yeah, I mean,
you crossed the line.
I crossed the line, and then everything else kind of happened. But I mean,
that was the draft where I was all hopped up on C2, wasn't it?
Was that draft?
Or was that Toronto?
Draft? Yeah, that was the Raleigh draft, honestly.
Was that Raleigh when C2 came out, and for some reason it was like crack to me?
Yeah. We bought like 6 cases.
I was like scratching the whole way.
Let's see when January. Where did it come out? It came out June 7th. June 7th, 2004. So right before,
So that would have been the Raleigh draft.
It would have been the Raleigh draft. So yeah, that was also our shortest trip, I think, at the time, because we went 12 hours to Toronto, 12 hours to Nashville, and it was like 6 hours to Raleigh.
Yeah. So. Well, it should have been 8 hours, but it was 6 hours.
Yeah.
I remember the Raleigh trip. We showed up because we left at midnight, the same time that we left at like every other draft, and we showed up at the hotel at like 7 in the morning, and we're like, "Hey, you have a room?"
Yeah, exactly. It's like, sir,
We
check-in's
drove all
not
night.
for another X amount. That's like when I flew to Montreal, and I got there super early, so I had to put my luggage in like their little luggage like jail while I went to venture around the city.
Yeah,
Like
luggage. Yeah.
still wide ass awake, not knowing that at 6 o'clock we'd be shooting Jack Daniels.
See, we
Ugh.
drove to Montreal.
Right.
That was when we had the foursome driving to Montreal.
Might want to phrase that a little better.
Nope. You exactly what
Fair
I
enough.
said.
Fair.
It's pretty dead straight on. I'm gonna be
Fair.
completely honest.
Fair enough, sir. Fair enough. Yeah, I don't know what to say about that. I was going to say Yager's ready to play the Olympics, but that's some kind of gymnastics I got to do to get to that one.
I feel like Yager can play in the Olympics.
He says he's willing to play if there's no NHL contract at that point. So,
But if there are no NHL players, how fast is the Olympics going to be?
not that fast. That'll be perfect for Yager.
You're right.
Yager ends
Like
up
that
with a
fits
gold
into his
medal.
wheelhouse. That's basically everything he's looking for. Like somebody that plays at my speed, somebody who's looking to win a championship, like
Oh, that'd be fantastic.
somebody who needs wingers. Like he found everything. It's called the Czech Olympic team.
There he is. There it is. Francois Allaire retired from coaching. He's the guy who brought us the butterfly position.
See, this one kills me actually because he was really good for goaltending.
Yeah, he was. And then
Like this would
JS
be like if Dave Pryor like decided, you know what, I'm just gonna hang him up. Like that would be like, I remember him being like fantastic for the Caps.
using white pucks and medicine balls. It was really weird, but they made it happen. Still didn't win any cups, but you know he made Braden Holtby better.
He was
He-
he was good.
Braden Holtby looked really good holding that cup for Las Vegas. Louis Domingue got his mask stolen. So his retro mask that has the Peyote Coyote on it, it got
He's not
stolen.
Sidney Crosby. I thought Sidney Crosby was the only one who lost
Right?
equipment.
It got stolen from. He was traveling from Montreal to Dallas to Phoenix, as people are wont to do, and his mask got stolen when he got to Phoenix.
How? Okay, so I understand how things get taken out of bags. I get it. Every once in a while, I'm sure something gets taken out of a bag. It occurs at the airport. Whatever. How do you steal something that's that unique? Like, what are you going to do with that?
It's true. Like,
And how does somebody not see that? Like, we literally have cameras everywhere.
we do.
How does somebody like not know that this has occurred?
I wish I knew, man. I really wish I knew. So
Yeah. Although the cynical side of me is like, you could have thrown that in a backpack and put it on the plane with you.
that's
like-
true. Yeah. No. Yeah. That also is true. Or how about you lock your shit better? I don't know what to tell you. So here's a picture of
Well,
the.
are you even allowed to lock bags anymore?
You're.
I mean, I guess you are, right? If you have
Yeah.
those TSA locks. I
Yeah.
still have your broken lock upstairs, by the way.
Perfect.
I'm saving it for when you come back.
When I found the key like 20 minutes later, like, oh, here it is.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That was still the best. It was still fantastic.
So
Breaking out
here-
a hammer so that we could crush that lock on the concrete floor.
I found it. So here's the mask. Here's what it looks like from that side. Here's what it looks like on this side.
Great
Camera one,
mask.
camera two, camera one, camera two, camera one, camera two.
It's going to be
So-
so interesting when a random beer leaguer shows up with that mask.
Be amazing. Hey guys, look what I did. Hey, isn't that Louis Domingue? Who? You're right. You're right. The Estero prospect.
like-
tournament-
I'm also going to say though, I like the matte. I like the matte paint on goalie masks.
Yeah, it's pretty sharp. Although the matte helmet trend in baseball and football kind of wearing thin on me. Hockey, it still works.
Well, everybody's done it.
yeah,
I like the Orioles. The matte helmet for the Orioles, I like.
sure, because it works.
But at this point, everybody's gone that way, right? So,
Yeah,
like, you're almost more interesting if you don't have it anymore.
exactly.
It's like having blue turf. I have blue
There it
turf.
is. You have blue turf now. The
Yep,
Estero Prospects Tournament in Florida has been canceled due to Hurricane Irma coming around. The Panthers are just like, yeah, it's not going to happen, guys. Sorry, we're not going to have it. But, yep, there's that.
Yeah, Irma is gonna blow up some shit.
Yeah.
So
Traverse City is still going on. So if you're in the Traverse City area, you want to see a prospects tournament, it's going on. It's on like Donkey Kong.
yeah. So which teams are that? Isn't it? It's a specific sex, right? Because it's kind of like what's the Cactus League, like type of like spring training? Isn't it like a specific set that goes to like Florida versus the one in Traverse City?
Yeah, often like the one in Florida is the Panthers, Predators, Canes, and Caps. Is what it is. The Traverse City one is the I think it's not the Canes. I think it's the Predators, Caps, Panthers, and Lightning, because the Hurricanes have their prospects in Traverse City. It's Carolina, Chicago, Columbus, Dallas, Detroit, Minnesota, New York, and St. Louis in Traverse City.
Wow.
8 teams. 2 divisions of 4 teams. Yeah, that's a lot of
Pretty nice little
it's a
tournament.
lot of prospects. Yeah, it's nice little. It's a fun little tournament. Jeremy Brodeur will be playing on the Dallas Stars roster, the son of Marty Brodeur. So got that going for you.
Oh man, we've gotten to the point where we're seeing. Actually, I guess we've already done that, right? With like Ty Doby's son and everybody.
Yeah.
Like we've gotten to the point where
Matt Kachuk is a thing.
wow.
There we go. You hear about this Mike Ribeiro situation?
I read a little bit about it. Part of me is kind of like he did it to himself.
Right. He kind of got a little too big for his britches almost.
Yeah. I mean, he did tell everybody he was pretty great.
Right. So Bob Perno, the agent for Mike Ribeiro. That sounds like a made up name. That sounds like Mike Ribeiro with like a mustache on. Anyway, apparently Mike Ribeiro has been out of contact with anyone since June. Perro said the last time he saw his kids was the end of the season. His wife let him see the kids for a little while, and then he left. Basically, has dropped off the map. Of course, Mike Ribeiro has that domestic dispute situated, the domestic assault charges that he had against him.
Didn't he also have drug issues too?
Oh yeah, no, he relapsed big time. His agent said relapsed around Christmas, and he doesn't think he's hit rock bottom. They try to get a hold of him in Nashville. They know he's somewhere in Nashville. His family has seen him. His wife has seen him briefly, then disappeared. Then he disappeared back in Louisville. We're trying to get a hold of him, but he doesn't answer his phone. Nobody hears from him, so I don't think he's hit rock bottom. He actually was in the substance abuse program, and then just I think left. He cut his most recent rehab program short and just left, and then went back to hitting the bottle. So yeah, it's interesting because I had watched Goon this week, and I'm like, wow, this Xavier whatever kid, the hotshot kid, seems like a Mike Ribeiro kind of guy. Seems like what Mike Ribeiro would have been.
Isn't so this occurs with child actors, right? But doesn't it has to occur at some point with children, for lack of a better way to say it, that get a lot of money when they're really young and don't have people that can take care of them.
Oh,
and I feel like that's exactly what occurred to Mike Ribeiro.
Oh, absolutely.
Like, he just made way too much money when he was way too young, and he was like, screw it, I can do whatever I want.
Made too much money, got told he was the greatest, no one there to like kind of give him a reality check. And I think that's what really did him in. And like, it's the kid who's like this prodigy, and he gets picked up by the Canadians, which for a Montreal kid, holy Jesus Christ, like, is that like, you want to talk about under pressure? Good God Almighty! Under pressure. So Mike Ribeiro just all the best, I guess. I mean, I know some people hate him because of what he did, and rightfully so. But I mean, you don't want to see
a person still.
Yeah, you don't want to see if kids without their dad, like, especially to this garbage. Come on. So I mean, woof. There's that. Garbage human being, but human being nonetheless. Let's not forget about that, folks.
Right. Obviously.
We had stuff for Laurich, and obviously you see it's 46 past the second, or 16 minutes past the second hour. There's no Lyle Richardson. He is doing tings. He is doing tings and stuff.
Yeah. He's a big timer.
He's big timing us, is what he's doing. You're absolutely right, Johnny. Lyle Richardson.
He's got some good things going on.
He does. He's enjoying the last gasp of summer. Last gasp. Of people.
I've been told to have bail money just in case.
Okay,
let's put it that way.
So it's like $6 because it's PEI. Like, he knows the sheriff in town. Like, it's not a big deal.
Plus, it's Canadian.
Yeah, right.
Johnny, I could ship a 20 and he'd be fine.
I'll bounce some things off of you, Johnny.
Nope. Okay.
Some things off of you. You'll be our resident expert today.
Perfect. Do I get to make shit up?
Oh, please. I hope you do. I want you to do that. Teams you think are in a rebuilding mode, Johnny? I'm assuming these are all East Coast teams, too, as you do not watch the West Coast.
No.
You don't talk to Hode Rubino on the West Coast. You don't check in with him.
I'm hoping that we're still recording. Apparently, the feed is not working.
Oh, Jesus Christ, really?
So
it still says we're live to me, so.
Yeah, so we'll hope for the best.
Mm-hmm.
Teams that are rebuilding. I'd say that Buffalo is still rebuilding.
Yes.
But I feel like they're like on that they've already started up the hill. Like, they're not rebuilding from like ground zero. Like, they have pieces that they're putting together. I mean, I feel like the Devils are there too. I feel like the Devils are behind the Sabres, though.
Yeah, I would believe that too.
In thoughts of rebuilding. Are we thinking about teams that are rebuilding right now, or teams that should be rebuilding?
I'll take both. I'll take both answers. You can just qualify them.
Because I feel like the Carolina Hurricanes are still on that rebuilding, but I feel like they're way farther along than the Sabres are even.
Mm-hmm.
But I feel so for me, teams that I feel like should be rebuilding are the Rangers. Like, they're still pretty good, right? They're still pretty good, but I feel like they're a year and a half away from not being good at all. If they don't start putting pieces together, and by pieces, I mean like a goalie to back up, a goalie that can start.
trying to think of who the hell their goaltender is now. Their backup goalie now. Oh, God! Who is their backup goalie? He's terrible.
Martin Baron?
No.
Oh.
He's good. Oh, this is gonna kill me. I'll figure it out here in a second. I have something on the way.
But I feel like that kind of stuff like needs to be addressed at some point, right? Because like you have a franchise player who's getting to the back end of their career in a position that's massively huge as a goalie.
Mhm.
Like you need some sort of succession plan. And the Rangers have done very, very well at trading away all their succession plans.
This is true. This is true. Not only that, it's just like these kids are not like the kids they have. Mackenzie Skapski is not good. I will say that for the
Who?
record. He is not good. Mackenzie Skapski. He's their AHL goaltender.
Was he a
Sounds like a
jobber?
made-up
Did he wrestle against the Brooklyn Brawler in some
Yeah.
matches?
And lost. By the way, the backup goalie. Do you want to make a guess for the backup goalie for the New York Rangers?
I mean, I don't think it's Antti Ranta anymore. I think he's gone somewhere.
He is in
I think
Arizona.
he's in vacant. Oh, Arizona. I have no idea who the backup goalie is for the Rangers.
It is Andrei Pavlich.
Succession plan as moving out of town.
Hey, guess did you know that Antti Niemi is the backup for the Penguins now?
I kind of remembered that, but it's the Penguins. I don't give a shit what they do.
Right.
Wow.
You think the Caps?
So so the Penguins, I feel like, does a pretty good job of retooling. They do a pretty good job of like bringing in younger players. But at some point, you have to try and figure out like Fleury's already moved on. Crosby and Malkin are getting pretty decently up there. Letang isn't young anymore.
And Letang is also injured a lot too. Let's not forget about that.
Like, yeah. And you did say the Caps. I feel like the Caps are probably 2 years off of the same thing from the Rangers. I feel like Backstrom, though, is one of those players that could play forever. He could be like a Yager because he's never really been super fast. He's decently good at controlling the pace of the game. But we'll have to see what the Caps bring in this year because they have to get younger and they have to get faster. And the cap situation that the Caps are in, it's kind of forcing them to do that right now, right?
Yeah.
Because it doesn't seem like they wanted to, but this might be the best thing for the team.
Right? So there's a story that came out recently about the
I obviously didn't read it, right? Because I just rambled for a while about things.
No, that was perfect. You're absolutely right. And I would almost put the Penguins Cardinals thing where you think they're about to go ahead and tank, and then somehow, some way, they get a kid like Carter Rowney, who is an ECHL signee, make it up as a grinder in the third line and win a cup.
Yeah.
Like they pick it. They're like the St. Louis Cardinals, and they're able to pick out anything.
I feel like we should wait until Lyle comes back on because I feel like this could be a decent conversation at some point. But we should talk about doping in hockey, especially with this Russian guy that got caught doping.
Right.
In Russia, and the NHL was basically like, yeah, what he was on, we don't really check for, so he's fine coming to the NHL. Like I'm like 90% certain that there's some sort of like actual doping going on in the NHL, and they just don't want to talk about it.
Well, remember that story came out where they're like, yeah, about 10% of our players are doing cocaine.
Yes, I do actually remember that, and no one cared. That was the worst part about it. Was like, oh, all right, cool, yeah, it's awesome.
And I think everyone was more like, wow, that low, huh? All right, fair, that's fine. Because like that seems like a low number when you think about the hockey bros that happen to be in the NHL.
But no, so I brought that up because of how like some teams are basically like always good at certain times of the year. It's just coincidence, I'm sure.
Oh yeah, no, please. Like a lot of these kids right now, you know, the fact that Ovechkin has his knee ripped out of socket but still able to take on another 15 minutes in the second and third periods.
Right.
Completely.
And has like half of his leg is bruised.
Right.
Like the entire backside of his leg is bruised.
Yeah. So the kid you're talking about is Denis Zarapov, who is a free agent.
Yes.
36 years old.
Because he got kicked out of the KHL.
Yeah, 36 years old. He's ineligible to continue to the KHL. 2-year ban by the
Penguins want to sign him.
Yeah, no, everyone wants to sign him. He's a 36-year-old defenseman, right-handed shot. Why wouldn't you? I think he's a right-handed shot. I don't know. Point is this:
you could get someone's first child for a right-handed shot defenseman. Apparently,
Jesus Christ! Like I should get into better shape. And I'm a right-handed shot defenseman. I'll get at least a 1-year, $2 million deal. Playing third line. I'll play third pairing minutes. I don't give a shit.
Yeah, I mean, for all I care, I'll sit in the stands.
Right? Yeah, dude, make me a healthy scratch. I'll be the healthy scratch key.
I'll be the 7th defenseman. Just pay me $675 a season.
Right? Give me the league min, and I'm fine as a right-handed shot defense. I'll go play some games in the AHL too, for Christ's sake. I don't care. Put me up, do me a Dustin Buffalo where I'm a defenseman, but you're going to put me up at right wing because I got some bulk. Put me on the power play. I'll
put you too close to the goal.
Right? Freaking just go ahead and put me like in front of the net, and I'll just block out the goalie's vision, and we'll do it that way. I'll get at least 3 goals.
They have like the Scotty Waz promotion. Like if Scotty Waz scores from more than 65 feet away, everybody wins Chick-fil-A tomorrow.
That would be the perfect thing. If Scotty Waz scores from beyond the red line, you get Chick-fil-A, free chicken sandwiches for everyone. If he scores beyond the blue line, you get free waffle fries.
Like you pick up the puck and everybody's like, shoot. And you're like, I'm trying to clear the zone.
I'm behind the net trying to cycle a play. I'll get there, guys. Don't worry. I'll be the last guy to use a wooden stick. Be amazing. Like my whole legacy would be perfect just for third line minutes.
Kill somebody. You would literally kill somebody with the composite stick.
Pretty sure I almost killed Louis trying with a composite.
Well,
you know,
he probably. Yeah.
By the way, do you
gotta?
Yeah, right. Did you follow Swatala on Instagram?
No, I decided against that, like for my sanity.
Oh, Johnny, the gems that John Swatala put out there this weekend.
Oh no, is he engaged?
I don't know. He might be.
Has she left him yet?
Might have.
Are they married? Fuck if I know at this point. I
know. I don't follow him at all. We still have that Matchbox 20 T-shirt. We still got to give him. But speaking of which,
I'm pretty certain I might have thrown it out, to be honest. But whatever.
It's whatever. It was a $2 shirt at
Oh no, it's still in my living room.
Perfect.
I found it actually recently. It's in my living room. Yeah.
It works. It works because it ties together with this story. So apparently, I don't know if he bought it or if I don't know. He was there. Front row, professional camera and everything for the Matchbox 20 concert this weekend. The amount of Rob Thomas shots that I had come across my Instagram feed from John Swatala.
I was just assuming they'd be Rob Thomas crotch shots.
Right? That kind of were. He was at an angle where it was just, you know, can you help me? I'm bent. I don't know what that meant.
So it was like, what was that? Like $20 to get front row of Matchbox 20 at this point?
It's actually at Cancun Cantina. It was a drink deal. Oh,
It's the
John
VIP
Swatala.
package.
Let me see if
Wow,
I
I
can
feel like I want to follow Swatala. Like, you can search for people on Instagram, right, and not actually follow them.
Sure. So here's the shots that I got to bring up actually the camera. Actually, hold on. I wonder if is this profile locked? Because if his profile is not locked, then we got ourselves a fantastic situation.
Oh, you could Scotty screen share this.
Oh,
can't
I
you?
can Scotty screen share this if it's not locked. Of course it's that. Why wouldn't it be? Oh, John Swatala, you did not disappoint. Oh, I love you so much. Scotty Screen Share brought to you by no one.
Okay, so let's be honest. Why would John Swatala ever lock anything? It's not like he's ever been somebody in his entire life that has tried to keep things from people.
Exactly. So here we go. Rob Thomas in all his glory. Oh, look at that shot. That's tremendous. Look, his phone must be amazing. Get that amazing shot. A little base action.
Those are actually really decent pictures.
They're a really good shot. Like, how close to the stage is he? Like, he
Look,
has to
that's
be, like,
not a good
right
picture.
there. Yeah. So here's base guy slapping
That
a
was
base.
where he had to zoom in. That was
Right.
It was a little far away.
Here's another base guy slapping a base. He's ready to go. Oh, there they are at the
Where's
end.
the
Look
drum
at 'em.
solo?
Right, that's John Swatala, not the other guy. There you go. Look at it. Look at it. Look at it.
So
There.
where's the guy that kind of looks like Swatala, even though Swatala got fat and doesn't look like him anymore? Was that in the first picture?
This one?
Yeah, is that him? What is that Rog?
I just never thought of it
Is
that
it-
way. That's why.
I feel like sorry. I also kind of hate people that have the like 1 ear out thing
Yeah, it's kind
with the in-ear monitors.
Yeah.
I get it. I understand. You want to be able to hear what's going on around you. I fully
But-
understand that. The look is dumb as shit.
Yeah, it kind of is. It doesn't make you any kind of more savant like. So
Wow.
I
I wonder if Swatala is like going to cut his hair short like that now.
probably already has. What are we talking about?
Actually, I haven't seen Swatala in years.
Yeah, I can't remember the last time I saw him was the last time I played hockey.
The last time I saw him was at Hudson Street Cafe. We were watching the Caps.
Nice.
Yeah, I think McClure had invited him out.
Amazing. Yeah, I don't know if it doesn't look like he's married up because he's going to all these sporting events.
Ugh.
So
What probably occurred was that the 25-year-old became 30, and he was like, actually, probably she smartened up. I was like,
Right.
I'm out.
sure. Like,
He was cool though. I
Yeah.
was kind of hoping things would work out.
I didn't really meet her, so
She played hockey for Maryland.
good for her. Who didn't? But one
Everyone
of our
I know that played hockey for Maryland.
right, exactly.
Every female I know that played hockey.
Yeah, even my friend Mandy, she played hockey for Maryland. I'm like, man, that girl. Way to go. What else do we got to look at here? Did I close my? No, I didn't close mine. I didn't close that to get the Johnny SWAT stuff.
We should have just asked Swatala if he wanted to come on tonight's show. He wouldn't have anything to do.
No, we wouldn't have. He's got a studio set up. He might be recording. You don't know. Recording the Matchbox 20 cover album. He's always wanted to.
Matchbox
anyone-
20 did its 3 a.m., right?
Yeah,
3 a.m.
3 a.m. It must be lonely.
Yeah, figured as much. Again, now that talking about last week, Matchbox 20 is one of those bands that sounds like 4 other bands from the 90s.
It's true. I had that with Candlebox and somebody else, and Jesus. You know what? When someone says text me when you want me on, and you text them or text me if you need anything, and you text them, and they don't check your phone, it's kind of disappointing. Because I found the Hockey Bible, Johnny. The Hockey Bible
What?
for the 2017-2018 Hockey Bible has come out, and I'm in possession of it.
Thought
I am
that
in
they were
possession-
dead.
They're not dead. I am in possession of it.
I don't know what happened.
Hockey
to
News
mine.
Hockey
I have
Bible.
to. I have to look and see if I can still find my old hockey Bibles from the draft. Those things were actually the only reason that the draft was worthwhile.
Right, and then they put them all to CD, and it was
For-
just worthless.
They
Uh.
they actually printed them. They were fantastic. I have to see if I can find them. They're around my house somewhere.
This fucking thick. Those goddamn
Yeah,
things.
Those things were amazing. And then Nashville draft when they gave you the country CD. Remember when you used to get things when you went to the draft as media? They were like, "Here's your media package," and we were like, "Oh, this is awesome! We got gifts."
The last thing I got from the NHL in terms of media gifts was the hobo gloves from the Heritage Classic in Winnipeg. So
You know what? I forgot that I had gotten the last thing that I got was was a hat from a beanie hat, toque from the Winter Classic, the Capitals Penguins Winter Classic.
oh, when they
I'd
took-
forgotten that I was given that, but I
But-
was definitely given that by the NHL.
I'm going to say this right now. I'm going to put this out here. There's no way in hell, 0% chance, they're going to shut us out in our home turf.
Oh no, we're definitely putting in credentials for me to go to Annapolis.
Oh, dude, I might make the flight down for that damn thing.
nice!
I might
Oh, yeah.
take some time.
I have a
off
room.
Yeah, of course you do.
You've slept in the waterbed.
I have. It's fantastic. There's 0% chance that I am going to let them shut us down in our home turf. Like that. That's for the amount of
We need to
Maryland
talk
pride
to.
we
Talk
use.
to we need to talk to Steve Mitchell because his house apparently isn't too far away, so we could stay at his house the night before and then walk
It's true.
because traffic is
all,
going to
dude.
bullshit going to that game.
Traffic is bullshit in general for that place. Much less during an event. So you're not wrong. You know who we should talk to? You know who we need to talk to about this event? There's two
Sean
people.
O'Connor,
There's two people we got to talk to about this event.
Dave Lycoming,
Close.
TV's Joe Miller.
Oh, TV's Joe Miller and TV's Petey Medhurst. Navy's Athletics owns. Petey Medhurst, the voice of Rosecroft Raceway, and also the voice of Navy football.
Still,
Oh, boy.
still one of my greatest refereeing accomplishments ever was refereeing a game at the Naval Academy and having TV's Joe Miller tweet me after the game and saying that it was such a great honor that he got to call a game that I was refereeing because it was the first time in like our careers that this occurred, that our paths finally crossed. It was like crossing the streams. And finally, like I walk off the field and I have this random tweet and I was like, no shit, really? That's awesome.
See, that's funny because I keep forgetting that you and Joe Miller's paths never crossed.
No, so we did because he got me press credentials for the DC United
DC
game
United,
that I
right.
was on the field taking pictures for. But outside of that, like he's always been away with Navy football when I've been refereeing at Navy soccer.
Right.
But it just this one game, all the stars aligned.
Because it's funny because
Fantastic.
I've did TV with Joe Miller for a year or so down in Annapolis when it was the sports wrap with Joe Miller, John Brown, featuring David P. Lycoming and sometimes Scotty Waz, and also radio's Todd Butts making an appearance on the TV screens. It was a cavalcade of greatness on those cable access shows that I'm pretty sure if I can find tapes. Boy, that would be some roast.
Why is that not on YouTube?
Right?
Wow.
I should talk to John Brown because I'm friends with him on Facebook. If we have any of those old sports rap shows, we should go ahead and put those on YouTube. Those would be fascinating. Yeah, no, we should talk to Joe Miller and Pete Medhurst about that, especially Joe Miller, because Joe Miller's Joe Miller, in all honesty, a sports savant. Here's a guy who, off the top of his head, named like starting lineups for all the NCAA teams in NCAA 04.
Yeah.
Like it's stupid his knowledge on sports.
Yeah.
So
He's really good. So I produced the Matha football one night because Sean couldn't go. So I set everything up, got it going, and listening to the interactions of TV's Joe Miller and PD Medhurst was fantastic. You can tell that they've worked together for a very long time, but you can also tell how great they are at what they do.
yeah, PD Medhurst, consummate professional, voice of Navy football after Bob Sosi went to San Diego. Yeah, he does the Navy radio calls. He does basketball for Navy. Again, like I said, the voice of Rosecroft Raceway in I think it's Lower Anne Arundel County, Southern Anne Arundel County. I don't know where Rosecroft is.
No idea.
No idea. But
Actually,
like
that's near Bowie, isn't it?
Bowie? Yeah, I think so.
Yeah.
But they do a podcast, and this is the perfect time to listen to them and see how great they are. The podcast is called It's College Football. You can find it on iTunes. Just look up It's College Football with Pete Medhurst and Joe Miller. They're two of the greats, two of our good supporters, and we support them. So go listen to It's College Football, especially after Maryland beating Texas. And I think Navy shellacking like Little Sisters of the Poor. And Alabama taking it to Florida State. You got yourselves a nice little talking point for them. So it's College Football with Pete Medhurst and Joe Miller. Check it out on iTunes. So I love those guys, and I'm glad that they're. Hey, who knows? Maybe they'll do something with Navy. And like I said, I wrote this up on the ScottyWaz.com about the possibility that the NHL and the NHLPA may announce, and I'm getting this on airwaves right now, may announce that they are going to have a joint venture to see the financial viability of the U.S. Naval Academy possibly going to Division I hockey. Now, they're doing something like this with the University of Illinois right now because Illinois does not have a hockey team, nor does Maryland, the state of Maryland, for that matter. The state of Illinois does not have a college hockey program in the D1 or D. I think they have some D3 schools, but no one in the D1. And it helps because the Illinois Big Ten school. Big Ten is a big conference for U.S. hockey. Naval Academy would have.
I'm surprised the Naval Academy because they built a very nice new arena.
They did, but
decently new, right?
It's 10 years old.
Okay.
Apparently, the stands are only on one side, but that's fine because Robert Morris University has the stands on one side too. It's fine. But the thing that I heard when I put this out is former Navy hockey players saying that they cut the club team budget from $56,000 to $23,000. But I think if you move up to D1, you're going to be able to get a nice little boost in terms of donors and support from the school and all this other stuff.
Yeah.
So I can see the NHL and NHLPA going there because it's in Annapolis. Why wouldn't you do something like that? Army and Air Force already have teams.
Yeah, that's what I was going to say. I was like, aren't there other... I know that Air Force. I didn't know if Army was D1 in hockey.
Army is D1 in hockey. And yeah, so I mean, they already have those rivalries there.
Air Force is pretty good too, aren't they?
Air Force was pretty good. They kind of fell off a little bit. Army has gotten ebbs and flows because the big thing is that these kids can't really jump to the pros because they have 2 years of service unless they get that waiver. So they
basically have to play football in order to get that waiver.
Yeah, pretty much. Yeah, or basketball, exactly. So here we go with that. But I mean, it's an interesting situation, and with them, the NHL and NHLPA doing that at the draft, saying, "Yeah, we're going to look at the University of Illinois." Once they announced that Annapolis was going to hold the Stadium Series, I'm just like, boom, they're going to do the same damn thing with Navy. So it'll be interesting to see here in a couple months what happens with all this. So I
think it'd be cool to have Navy be a Division I team.
I think it would be perfect. I mean, there's a couple schools in the running that I mentioned, or three schools that I mentioned. University of Arizona, which would help because Arizona State just moved to D1 last year. Navy, and I also put in Delaware because Delaware, not a sexy school, but a very decent club team. And Navy's had a pretty decent D1 club program as well. And they're big school, they're big-ish schools. Delaware will be able to pull from Philly, which is the Mid-Atlantic as a whole. And you can speak to this, John. That not a lot of college hockey being talked about in the Mid-Atlantic region.
No. And I thought that Towson had a D1 team for a while, but I think that they kind of got knocked out.
They are still D1.
Whoa!
Wow! They're still but they're D1 club. So they're in the same. They play against Navy. They play against Delaware. So
Maryland.
Well, Maryland's actually
Probably.
D2 and 3. Maryland does not have a D1 club team. They're D2 and D3.
Huh.
I was shocked.
So
to
they
find that
play
out.
against Delaware, though, right? Still.
Yeah, no. These
Or-
like they play up and down wherever they can get teams to play them. I think they play.
Yeah.
Um.
Interesting. The club system in hockey is very interesting to me.
Very much. Yeah. It's an odd
Because-
situation.
Well, it's effectively so the club system in hockey, in college hockey, is effectively another division of hockey. The club system in college soccer is effectively intramural soccer. But like club hockey is really good. It's still
Yes.
really, really good hockey. It's just that they are literally paying for themselves to play.
Pretty much. So here is the here are the teams that are in club hockey for Division 1. And you could tell that you can spot out the schools that are kind of serious about this. So you have Adrian College, Arizona State University,
Adrian.
Calvin College, Canisius College, Colorado State University, Cornell University, Davenport University, Drexel, Duquesne, Eastern Michigan University, Illinois State, IUP, Illinois State, John
love that.
Carroll, Kent State, Lehigh University, Liberty University, Lindenwood University, Mercyhurst, Midland, Minot State, Missouri State, New York University, Niagara University, Oakland University, Ohio University, Oswego State University, Penn State Berks, Robert Morris University of Illinois, Robert Morris University of Pennsylvania, Rochester College, RIT, Rutgers, St. Bonaventure, Slippery Rock, Stony Brook, Sunny Cortland, Syracuse, Temple, Towson, Naval Academy, University of Central Oklahoma, University of Michigan Dearborn, University of Nevada, Las Vegas, University of Buffalo, Alabama, Arizona, Arkansas, Colorado, Delaware, Illinois, Jamestown, Oklahoma, Pittsburgh, Rhode Island, Utah, Villanova, Westchester, West Virginia, and Western Michigan.
There are some really big schools in there.
Yes. Alabama
And
is there.
I'm kind of sad. Not gonna lie. After Calvin University came up, I was looking for Hobbs, but didn't show up. Did not show up.
By the way, here it is, right here on my the yearbook, the Hockey
Interesting.
News yearbook, right here, in full function. So, sure, we'll be using this. Get a free gift. You can get a spinning keychain.
A spinner keychain?
Yeah, you can get a spinner. It's like John Cena. So yeah, those are the D1 schools. I think if I go to D1, we might take the rest of the show. So let's see what D2 had, or D2. Let's see what they have to offer. Trinidad and Tobago, Iceland. Oh, sorry, no, that's not.
That was
Sorry,
good.
that's
D2 was
oops.
on this weekend.
We have the trilogy at home.
I got a text message from Matt Death after
yeah?
the USA Costa Rica game the next morning. He said, "This is what I'm watching," and it just had the title of D2 like
Nice.
on his TV. It's fantastic.
So D2 is divided into five divisions: Central, Northeast, Southeast, West, and Atlantic, which is just Yukon.
This makes it sound like there's about 65 teams.
Here's the West: Arizona State, Boise State, Brigham Young, California Lutheran, Cal State Long Beach, Cal State Northridge, Cal State Fullerton, Cal Berkeley University, Chapman, Colorado College, Dallas Baptist, East Texas Baptist, Eastern Washington, Fresno, Gonzaga, Grand Canyon, Iowa State, Loyola Marymount, Montana State, MSU Denver, North Texas, Northern Arizona, Northern Colorado, Portland State, San Diego State, San Francisco State, San Jose State, Santa Clara University, Santa Rosa Junior College, Southern Methodist University, Texas A&M, Texas Christian, Texas State, Texas Tech, UC Santa Barbara, UC Santa Cruz, University of California at Davis, UCLA, University of Colorado Boulder, University of Montana Tech, University of Southern California, University of Minnesota Duluth, University of Denver, University of Idaho, Oregon, Texas, Texas El Paso, Washington, Wyoming, Utah State, Utah Valley University, Washington State University, Weber State University, Western Washington University, and Williston State College.
Wow. There's some decently big schools in that as well. And then there's a junior college.
All right, so D2. You ready for D2 for the southeast?
That was D2.
Southeast of D2.
Oh, okay. Sorry.
All right,
Sorry.
hold on a minute.
This is like trying to order brunch.
So
Like
here's
a
the-
really
Here's the southeast. Army, Bowling Green, Duke, Elon, Florida Gulf Coast, George Washington,
How
Georgetown.
does Army? Hold on, sorry. I'm just going to break this up. How is Army in the southeast?
I don't know because it's New York. It's stupid.
Is it south and east? It's not southeast. It's like the east coast and the south, right?
Oh, trust me, it gets better.
Okay, continue. Sorry.
I'm
I'm sorry for
Georgetown.
breaking this up.
It's okay. High Point, James Madison, Kentucky, Liberty University, Miami, Ohio, Millersville, Monmouth, Naval
Wait, what?
Academy, New Jersey Institute of Technology, North Carolina State, Ohio, Penn State, Princeton, Rider, Ronan, Rutgers, St. Joseph, Seton Hall, Stevenson, the College of New Jersey, UNC Charlotte, UMBC, UNC, Akron, Cincinnati, Dayton, Delaware, Louisville, Maryland, Pennsylvania, Pittsburgh, Scranton, Toledo, Virginia, Virginia Tech, Wagner College, Wake Forest, Westchester University, Wright State University, and Xavier.
I am going to say this. First of all, how Ohio got into the Southeast, I have no fucking idea. But
Is that more or less
did not
absurd than
realize
Navy,
that-
or than Army?
I didn't realize that Stevenson had a hockey team.
Mhm.
Did not know that in any way, shape, or form. I'd heard that UMBC had one, but I've never seen them play or seen pictures of them.
I think they play at where? I think they play at Ice World in Bel Air. No, that's Towson. Towson
Yeah,
plays in
that
Bel Air
makes
for some
sense.
reason. All right, you want to hear the
Well,
Northeast?
there's not really anything else closer.
That's true.
Oh,
Well,
that's right. Army's not in the Northeast. So,
no.
are there
Here's
Canadian teams in the Northeast of the NCAA club?
No, but you'll see how absurd it is that a New York team is in the Southeast. Here we go. Binghamton, Bloomsburg, Boston College, Boston University, Bridgewater State, SUNY Brockport, Bryant University, Buffalo, Central Connecticut State University, Central Maine Community College, College of Holy Cross, Connecticut College, Dartmouth College, Eastern Connecticut State, Gannon University, Gordon College, Harvard, Ithaca, Keene State, Kutztown, LaSalle, Lafayette, Lamone, Marist, Mercyhurst, Merrimack, Montclair State, Muhlenberg, New Hampshire, Northeastern, Norwich, Providence, RPI, Rhode Island, University of Rochester, Roger Williams University. I don't think that's a real school.
They had a wrestling team.
Oh, okay. Sacred Heart.
They're a D3.
Oh, Jesus. Sacred Heart,
I
St.
think they're
Aslan,
the Pirates.
Siena College, Skidmore College, Southern New Hampshire University, which you can get your degree online, St. John's Fisher College, Suffolk, SUNY Albany, Susquehanna, Syracuse, Trinity, UMass Lowell, Union College, Maine, Mass Amherst, Vermont, Westfield State, and William Patterson University.
So I was completely on board with this. Completely on board. Because for the first 14 colleges, it was literally 3 states.
Yes.
And I was like, okay, I get this. The Northeast is literally Vermont, Connecticut, Maine, Massachusetts. Okay, 4 states. And then you're Muhlenberg. And I'm like, that's an hour and a half from here. That is in Pennsylvania.
It gets better. Here's the central. Adrian College, Augustana, Aurora, Bethel, Bradley, Central Michigan, Cleveland State, Concordia, Wisconsin, Davenport, DePaul, Grand Valley State, Hamline, Illinois State, Indiana, Lake Superior State, Lewis University, Lindenwood, Marion, Marquette, McKendree, Michigan State, Michigan Tech, Michigan State at Minenko, North Dakota State University, Northern Illinois, Northern Michigan, St. Louis, St. Mary's University of Minnesota, St. Illinois, Edwardsville, St. Cloud State University, Trine University, Illinois, Iowa, Michigan, Minnesota, Missouri, North Dakota, St. Thomas, Wisconsin, Winona State, Wisconsin Eau Claire, Wisconsin La Crosse, Wisconsin Oshkosh, Wisconsin Superior, and Youngstown State.
At least they're all in the Midwest.
Well, I guess.
They're all
why
why
are Ohio teams in the?
Well, because the other Ohio teams are in the Southwest or Southeast.
Oh boy, and then we get to D3.
I did like so I like Trying State.
Trine, Trine.
No, I'm gonna call them Trying State from now on.
D3 is just a cavalcade of fantasticness. So the Atlantic Division of D3. Alfred State, Alverna, Bates, Bucknell, California University of Pennsylvania, Catholic University of America, Community College of Allegheny County, Coast Guard Academy, Colby Sawyer College, East Stroudsburg, Fairfield, Farmingdale, Fordham, Franklin and Marshall, Fredonia State, George Washington, Gettysburg, Hofstra, IUPUI, Loyola University of Maryland, Massachusetts, MIT, Merchant Marines, Messiah College, Mount St. Mary's, Penn State Ben-Hur, Penn State Harrisburg, Pennsylvania State Altoona, Penn Greenberg University, Pitt Johnstown University, Quinnipiac, Rampapalo, Robert Morris University, Roland University, Rutgers, Camden, St. Joseph College of Maine, St. Vincent's College, Salisbury University, Shippensburg, Southern Connecticut State, Springfield, St. Thomas Aquinas, Stevens Institute of Technology, Stockton University, Suffolk Community College, SUNY Maritime College, Thomas College, Tufts University, Connecticut, Delaware, Maryland, New England, New Haven, West Virginia, Western Connecticut, Widener, Worcester Polytechnical Institute, Yale, and York. That's the Atlantic.
Wow.
The North, Adrian, Alpena Community College, Ball State, Butler, Calvin College, Central Michigan University, College of Worcester, Davenport, Denison, Eastern Kentucky, Ferris State, Grand Valley, Hope, Indiana Tech, Indiana, Purdue, Fort Wayne, Lawrence Tech, Michigan State, Northwood, Oakland, Purdue, Saginaw Valley State University, Sioux, Schoolcraft, Indianapolis, Michigan Flint, Notre Dame, Toledo, Washtenaw Community College, Western Michigan, and Wheaton College. That makes up the North. The Pacific, Air Force Academy, Aurora, Bradley, Colorado Christian University, Colorado Springs, Colorado Mesa, Colorado School of Mines. Wow. Creighton University, Dordt College, Fort Lewis College, Grand Canyon University, where you can get
That's probably a really hard place to play.
I think so.
Although if it was the School of Mimes, I think that it would be worse.
They wouldn't be able to shit talk you. Loyola Chicago, McKendree, Milwaukee School of Engineering, Missouri State, Northern Arizona, Northern Illinois, Northwestern University, Robert Morris Peoria, South Dakota State, University of Wisconsin, Milwaukee, Wisconsin, Platteville, Arkansas, Kansas, Nebraska, New Mexico, Washington University in St. Louis, Western Illinois, and Washington State, Colorado University. Got one more, because
we're not even through all these yet, right? And it is interesting to me how many club hockey teams there are.
And here's the South. American University, Appalachian State, Auburn University, Christopher Newport, Clemson, Coastal Carolina, College of Charleston, College of William and Mary, Eastern Carolina University, Embry-Riddle, Flagler College, Florida Atlantic University, Florida Gulf Coast, Florida Institute of Technology, Florida State, Georgia Tech, Johns Hopkins, Kennesaw State, Liberty University, Louisiana State, Lynn University, Marymount University, Middle Tennessee State, North Carolina Wilmington, Northern Virginia Community College, Old Dominion University, Radford, Stetson, the Citadel, Tulane University, Central Florida, Florida, Georgia, Miami, Mississippi, Richmond, South Carolina, South Florida, Tampa, Tennessee, Vanderbilt, Virginia Commonwealth University, and the Virginia Military Institute. Scene. And that's just the men.
So what's really interesting to me about club sports, though, is that, yes, you get some subsidy from the school. Some. It's never anything that's really worthwhile. Let's be completely honest on that. But how do you even travel? Like, some of the teams in the West aren't close to each other. Again, why? It's always the West that's like not close to each other at all. Like, even the Southeast, the teams weren't really greatly close to each other. You had like a couple Florida teams, you had some teams in Georgia, but like, how do these kids even get to games? Is like my big thing. Like, how do they even get places if they don't have a backing of an actual school that's more like, here's our name and here's a couple $1,000. And they're like, all right, well, you just bought us an hour and a half of ice time.
Pretty much. You bought us maybe that. Now, what else can you give us? Like, oops, that's it.
It's actually, so it's amazing to me that there are that many club teams. I would have never put it at that. I mean, that's hundreds.
Yes, absolutely.
Of club teams that were just ratted off. And yeah, I would have never, ever thought that there was that many club teams throughout the country. And it's what's also interesting to me is that big Division I programs have club teams, which I shouldn't be like, that shouldn't be a surprise, right? Like, probably the club team at Boston University is a bunch of people that were recruited to come to Boston University, but aren't good enough to play on the team.
Right.
But you know what? In their sophomore or junior year, some people might have gone to the pros. And guess what? You get your chance. And for that, that's their like call up to the NHL for some of those kids.
Exactly.
But
we really
like,
should see if the Maryland guys want to come on and talk about this club thing, because I think that'd be fascinating.
That would be fascinating. Maybe we could get Lara to come back on and talk about it too. Yeah,
she would know as well.
Because, I mean, she knew how that system worked pretty well, and she was older at the time too. So it wasn't shit. It wasn't like she was a 21-year-old that was playing club hockey at Maryland.
She was in her mid-20s at that point.
Yeah, she might have been like 26, 27.
We know what the funny thing about this is, like, a lot of these schools, like I was looking at UNLV because someone asked, what's the viability of UNLV that Vegas is now in the NHL? And they got kids coming from the BCHL and high junior A in Canada to be recruited by this team. Yeah. Like, it's amazing.
Yeah, but so like junior college sports in soccer, right? Because I mean, I'm far more in tune with soccer in the United States. They get people from other countries. Like, there are a lot of like Nigerian soccer players. There are a lot of British soccer players that just aren't good enough to play in their systems in their own countries, or are looking for an opportunity and come to the United States to go to college and to play sports. But it's insanely interesting to me how these very, very small schools like Prince George's Community College and Camden Community College in New Jersey are getting children. I mean, they're children. They're 18, 19-year-olds from other countries to come and play sports at their school.
Pretty damn fascinating.
It is. So I don't. I guess my correlation to that was that I don't. It's not above the realm of like possibility to have a Canadian junior player that just wasn't going to ever make it to the NHL or needed a different route or whatever occurred to said player who ends up in like Alabama Huntsville playing for a club team or even a low level Division I team. I don't remember if they might be still Division I. But that's not like outside of like reality, I guess, is what I'm saying. Like I could see that actually occurring. I just didn't realize there were that many club sports teams for hockey. Like I feel like hockey is a much higher there's a much higher expense that goes along with playing a club hockey type of season versus soccer or ultimate frisbee or whatever the other club teams are that are in college. I'm at this point there could be college like club beer pong for all I know.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, that's super interesting to me because like those are the people that play hockey because they love hockey.
Mm-hmm.
Like it's
Absolutely.
not that they have any chance of ever becoming anything.
Yeah, no, absolutely. So, yeah, we should talk to the Maryland guys, see if they want to come on and talk to us about this. Because I would love after we delve into it, it's like, yeah, you know what, we need to talk more about this because this seems fascinating.
I kind of want some of the insides of it, like right, like how do you negotiate with the school? Like how much money do you get from the school? How do you raise money? Because you can't ask all the players to be like, all right, well, it's $15,000 to play hockey this season.
Well, it's funny because Maryland had that thing where they had to get new jerseys because they're getting rid of the Terp script.
Yeah.
So they had the GoFundMe. I think it's a lot easier to do it now than it was back in the day, but still, it's a struggle. It's a hustle now.
But even if we talked to Laura, that was 10 years ago.
Mm-hmm.
Like that's a completely different era in the
Sure.
society.
Absolutely. That's you're not wrong at all, brother. You're not wrong one bit. Real quick, final stats on the ACHA. 49 of the 50 states have hockey teams. In the ACHA, men's and women's. What was it? University of Alaska. Hawaii is the only one. Alaska Fairbanks was the last of the others. The 49th state, as the women of Alaska Fairbanks had a D2 team. So Hawaii is the only school without a ACHA team.
I mean, I would have said that it had to have been Hawaii or Alaska because the travel costs for that have to be utter shit.
Well, dude, the travel costs for the D1 schools in Alaska are other shit, so they could be down soon.
The travel costs for the junior teams, and the ACH and the ECHL team is
well, the ECHL team's dead, so that tells you,
right.
Also, 3 men's, 2 women's divisions, and you saw how many teams there were in the men's. Approximately 450 teams. There you go. 450 club teams. Sure, there's places like Maryland who has a D2 and D3, but still, that's a lot of teams. Like, even if you take those doubles out, that's still a hell of a lot of teams.
Yeah.
So, you know what? We'll talk to some people and get those guys.
Amazing. Yeah, it's interesting to me that there are that many club hockey teams.
It'll be good because the University of Maryland, they start almost a week from Thursday is their first game against University of Cincinnati. And then they play Navy. They play Navy the 17th. Oh, boy. So support your local club team. All the games are at the Gardens Ice House if you're in the Maryland area. Go check out go to umterpshockey.com. That's where you can find that. We'll see if we can get somebody on next Wednesday. Talk about it. Johnny, shout outs.
Shout outs to the new listeners. feel like we have some new listeners from Blog Talk Radio that are listening to the show. Some new listeners on the YouTubes. So, yeah. Thanks for listening to us. We have fun what we do. And, yeah. It is what it is.
Mm-hmm.
So, hopefully y'all enjoy it. If you enjoy it, go to YouTube. Or go to iTunes, actually, and give us a good review. Because that helps us.
5-star review, kids.
I have a shout out to Boise for shipping me my turf. Kind of a diss though for not packaging it well. So it's like a half shout out. I was not expecting. So the actual like description of it said that it was authentic, but I did not expect the certificate of authenticity, which makes it so much more cool.
That is pretty rad. You get the certificate, the COA, perfect.
Yeah. Yeah. I think that's good. Apparently we had some technical issues tonight on YouTube, but from everything that we can see, it's still recording, so things will be up on YouTube at some point, and things will be on the iTunes when I get around to it tomorrow night.
God willing.
So thanks for listening. Yeah.
Cool. All right. Shout out to all the listeners. Thank you guys very much, and thank you for interacting. That really helps us too, especially when it's the John and Scott show, and we're kind of not used to it. We're used to having 4 people in here at a time. So we appreciate you guys interacting. Shout out to the ACHE teams just trying to make it by. We're with you, brothers and sisters. Good luck to you. We'll try to forward your plight along to the other people. Shout out to 6 Foot Party Pong, floating inflatable device. So, that's what's up. Yeah, and shout out to the Hockey Bible, which we'll be getting into when Lau gets back next week, I'm sure. And all the other fun stuff. But I think we had a good little talk about collage hockey. And and if you want to go to my website, scottywaz.com, it's got a little thing there about who I think the NCAA expansion is going to be. So there you go. That's it. That's all for Johnny. Johnny P. I'm Scotty Waz. Take care of yourself and someone else. It's been the Face Off Hockey Show on faceoffhockeyshow.com. Also Blog Talk Radio. Check us out on our Twitter, Face Off HJKY Show, and on Facebook, FOHS Radio. So until we talk to you guys again next week, take a look at those social media feeds. We'll have a Cider Shrimp Bubble up this weekend, where me and Jen, the NHL history girl, talk about hockey history. So you might want to tune in for that, and also tune in for us next week. We'll talk more hockey and stuff and tings of that nature. Until next week, peace.
With a grin, the music starts playing and the wheel starts spinning. We're like golden with the wind, riding life's the greatest star. I'm rolling with the wind, riding like a nor'easter, rolling with the wind, riding life's the greatest storm. I'm rolling with that wind, come on, riding up that nor'easter down.